Well, well. Uh, Hello everyone. Hello. Let's start, I guess. I think everything is ready, right? Should be. It's so awkward how there is just no music. Maybe it will start later. I assume it will start later. But anyway, hello everyone. Today we're playing a fresh, hot, Coppertone Summer Jam 2, right? That got released like a few days, I think, ago. So that's very hot, and it's very appropriate, right? Since it's summer. It's the beginning of August. Hello, zombie. Hello. And yeah, I'll be honest. I was a little bit doubtful about streaming this pack because there are like more than 20 maps in this one. I think it's like 22. Either way, it's just considering my like pacing and the format of my streams. I feel like it will take at least 3 streams to finish this pack, and I kind of feel like maybe I'll go into more light commentary mode maybe for this one, just to finish everything quicker. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, yeah. I guess let's try and let's check it out. God, that's so awkward how there's no music, no sounds at all. But yeah, this is our start map. You can see there, nice shirt and name. Speaking of starting maps, I was thinking about it, before the stream, since I just launched the game, and I have no idea what's waiting outside for me. I've seen the screenshots, so I kind of have an idea, but I didn't see it yet myself. And it's interesting, since you look at this corridor and you can see how it's enclosed it is, how dark it is, right? It to me, considering that even if let's say if I didn't see the screenshots of the starting map, it just screams to me that, yeah, buddy, there's going to be a reveal. There's going to be a big reveal, maybe after this gate, right? And that would be exciting and all, but I kind of realized, even though I know what is waiting for me, I know how this map actually looks, it's still kind of exciting in a way. There's still this nice anticipation sort of mode that's going on in my head, despite the fact that I know what is waiting. Still kind of still feels nice and exciting and all. Damn, look at this. Oh, it's like an elevator shaft. Yeah, I'm going with normal. I'll go with easy. I don't know what's out there. You haven't seen any screenshots? You haven't spoiled yourself at all? Oh, you're a lucky one. By the way, speaking of no music, I checked the settings. The music volume is on, and what I noticed, and you probably noticed too at this point, is how there are all these custom sound effects. It's just I love them. You can also spot the nice UI changes. There is this beautiful piece of watermelon. There is this ice cream icon too. Very yummy. It's kind of, you can kind of play your own melody, in a way. Well, I'm not a musician. I suck at this, but I imagine you could play something aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, it's there's a lot of like little custom things in this for this jam, so that's nice. And yeah, here we have our reveal. A nice little kind of, what do you call this? Shower gel. Oh, you can read something. Fuck. What was that? Jump on a beach chair to pick your map. And yeah, we have all those beautiful, and there's also music. It is kind of nice. It is a little bit awkward at first, right? How it's just completely silent, but yeah, just it feels very intentional that when you get out, you get this nice ambient of the outside, the sounds of waves, of birds, seagulls, and this beautiful radio model out. Those little details. It plays a nice chilly music. Oh, look at this. No, I want to. What? Oh, it was I pressed a button that did something. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Is it the fish monster? It kind of looks like, right? Yeah, I think it's the fish monster. I don't remember what's its exact name. Okay, alright. And we have a Shambler's head and a Grant's head. Was it a Hell Knight? Kind of looks like a knight's head on the spikes. Damn, it's a kind of ominous island. I also like how every chair has like a unique texture to it, right? This one is very cute. Damn, this is going to be a tough one. I guess usually the deck chairs face out to sea. Actually, that's a good point. I've seen the as I've seen the screenshots of this map like for the first time in a Twitter announcement and whatnot. I also kind of saw that it is a little bit weird, right? That how those beach chairs they look into like a different direction. But I guess it makes sense for in this case, since it would be kind of awkward, right, to try to face them if they were like pointed into different direction, like a normal direction. So it's they're kind of moved into this position for the player's convenience. Yeah, I have a kind of want to try the maybe Robert's map first, since I've seen it on Twitter too, like snippets of it, and it has like a very cool tree, like a giant tree with ugly faces. So I think I'll go with Robert's Young map first. Let's read if there's something interesting in the README. Give me a second. Yep. So they have here, it's the name is Breakfast Under the Balloons. And that's a nice name. I have a big outdoors tree-themed exploration map inspired by Elden Ring and Halo, made for Coppertone Summer Gem 2. It's Coppertone, not Copperstone. Okay, inspired by Elden Ring. That sounds very intriguing to me. So it was build time in 2 weeks. Okay, got it. Yeah, right. Let's find Robert's chair, I guess. All right, that was quick actually. All right, so we have a breakfast under the balloons. Explore a huge ancient tree and topple its defilers. Oh, that's kind of new, I think. Yeah, we have this again, the ice cream icon, like in a different position. and like a little sort of synopsis of the map. That's actually nice. I don't remember other like Quake gems do that. Maybe some did. But anyway, let's start. And the fact that we have to jump on it is just nice touch. Yeah, look at this. I kind of like how the ending, like intermission screen, lets you to appreciate the tower structure that otherwise, like most players would skip, right? So that's a nice view. Anyway, let's start, I guess. Starting in the cave again. I think previous Robots map also started in a cave-like structure, right? The one for Retro Gem, where we were like exploring an ancient temple, sort of. Oh, again, a new bunch of medkits, health medkits, that seemingly serve no purpose at the beginning, right? Since we just started, we have full HP, but something tells me that this hole is actually not like a decorative geometry. This hole probably serves as a shortcut that allows us to, at a certain point, go back to this area and like restore our health if you need to. That's something that, again, I think previous map does too. The one that was submitted by Robert 2 during Retro Gem. No grunts so far. And again, we have a nice reveal of this giant tree by exiting out of this cave. Okay, very classy, very classy. Damn, look at this stuff. And I kind of like how we don't see the faces yet. It's going to be like an additional reveal, I guess, a little bit later. I wonder when in a text file it was mentioned that the map was inspired by Elden Ring, right? And Halo. I wonder if in the Elden Ring there is a Halictree area. I believe it's like a Mikula's Halictree called. And it's like literally an area that is built around one giant tree, sort of. So I wonder if that was one of the inspirational sources. We'll see. Because I played Elden Ring, I beat it like a true gamer. So if find out some kind of similarities, something along those lines. Anyway, again, we see a bunch of grunts that turn their back toward us, kind of letting us to initiate the combat on our terms. Again, very classy Robert Young here. God, the slopes are kind of awkward to navigate. Yeah, it's very easy to fall off, and you can't climb back. I'm already getting Elden Ring's area vibes. Because it's that map, especially like the first part of it, where you literally have to navigate like branches of the tree. It's very awkward. It's very unpleasant. I always try to skip that area. Oh, that guy didn't even notice. Okay. Very sneaky. Well, I wouldn't say it's a secret, since you have this giant kind of like elevator mechanism that looks like to me. So that sort of attracts your attention one way or another, I feel like. To call it a secret. Oh, a bunch of silent dogs. Kind of surprised there is no music, actually. Feels like you could put something to match theme. It's always, I don't know, just I express this sentiment, maybe you can call, like, oh, and now we can see it from this side. Yeah, look at this. Look at those cute faces. Yeah, express this sort of sentiment that like several times on my Quake sort of streams, how it's just it's kind of sad how Quake mappers, they don't really use custom music at all, right? It's like most of the time it's something it's like the default music with some like a very it's a soundtrack that is made very faithful to the Quake original soundtrack, so it basically feels the same. And I mean, there are like copyright concerns, sure, but it feels like a missed opportunity. Like this map definitely would benefit from something more moody rather than just like you know, your default Quake ambient. Hey, what's this? Is it a corridor that will lead to the... Yeah, it leads back to this... Well, well, in a different manner. I was expecting the shortcut to be from this hole, and maybe we'll get to that later. But yeah. I got another... And oh god, I have extra health that I need to find some enemies quick. It is also notice the Rangers. Is Quake's protagonist called Ranger? I don't remember actually. I think it's Ranger, right? How he has like those beautiful sunglasses. But anyway, the mega health placement is a little bit weird since it's placed in a location where there are just no enemies, right? So it's kind of, it puts the player immediately in a very like awkward spot. How now they have to rush toward like a new area to find enemies, because otherwise they just kind of like waste it. Oh, that's an ambush. Okay, very Elden Ring. Yeah, I wonder how many Elden Ring mentions I will get on this stream, on this map. Okay, nice change of pace, I guess. Compared like to the previous sort of starting encounters that we could initiate in our turns. Here we have the opposite thing of enemies ambushing us, kind of putting us into this more reactive mode, which is nice. I don't like how your over health drains in Quake. I mean, it's pretty standard mechanic, right? It's pretty like oh, I kind of even call it a mechanical trope. In Doom, it's the same, right? I mean, it feels like very. I don't know. I'm trying to remember how in other shooters this like over health works. It's different in Doom. How it works in Doom? Is it just like it's permanent? Actually, I don't remember. Oh, it's permanent. I think in Doom Eternal it works similar. How it slowly like decreases. I think it's in Internal it works this way. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't really have like an immediate take on this. Which version I prefer? In this case, I definitely would have liked the permanent version, right? Simply because the way it was placed outside of like far away from enemy encounters, it was kind of awkward. But overall, no, Doom Eternal you just have one maximum health value that increases over time. Oh wait, it increases over time? Oh well, okay. Damn, I misremember everything, I guess. Okay. I guess one thing that I like about how it works in Quake, or like the version that Quake employs, is that it puts a pressure on the player. It kind of adds this additional level of dynamic, right? That now the player has to act. Now there's just, you can't play cautiously. Well, you can, but the mechanic incentivizes you to be like quick and fast, and use this like new temporarily sort of temporary boost, right, to its fullest, which is, I mean, it's kind of nice, I think, in a way that I guess this is like their intention, you can say, to put pressure, like a time pressure on the player, and make them act more reckless than usual. All right, there is a wait. What is this? Oh, okay. That I can get inside. All right, so it's like a little enclosed area that sort of serves as a like a micro spatial puzzle in a sense. So you get to the door, you see that it's locked, so you need to find a way to get inside. Oh, nice button actually. By the way, I like it. Oh, silent dogs again. Over the course of the game, I mean. Oh wait, you mean the upgrades? There are upgrades, right? I'm not sure in anything at the moment. Or actually, I don't. There are weapon upgrades. Are there health upgrades? But anyway, yeah. Well, again, a very classy sort of classy button that is placed in a way for us to see the immediate change in the level. The moment we press it, the door behind us opens up. You can progress. Okay. I assume the encounters are very tame because I'm playing on easy. Actually, that could be a mistake because Robert is not very well known for like being very mean Quake mapper. You know, he's not spawning millions of enemies on players. So maybe I could play on normal mode, but that's okay. We're here for the for the kind of like a level design sort of exploration, and not for a challenge. You can find plenty of challenging and skillful players on other channels. Oh, oh, where did it come from? The distances feel a little bit awkward, like the way. Yeah, there are. I kind of like how there is like one enemy attacking you from one direction and the other one is like from the opposite, so you kind of have to do this intense maneuvering, right, to be sure not to hit from one side or another. So that was nice. I enjoyed it, but the distances feel a little bit awkward, like they feel a little bit too long. Especially since I wonder if I missed a weapon. I don't think so, right? Unless maybe the weapon is located in like in some bush or something. But yeah, that encounter was a little bit awkward by using just your default shotgun. The idea is nice, so behind it. Oh, okay, so I'm not at least I'm not misremembered that thing. You do upgrade your health and armor over the game. Okay, my memory is not that bad. I mean, it is bad, but not that bad at least. I'm not sure what these guys are. Maybe they. Oh, and I ran out of ammo. Okay, let me find a way. Can I go? It's closed. Yep. Oh, there is some ammo for me to pick up. Oh. Oh, look at this poor doggo. Got stuck in the terrain. Or rather, just geometry. Yeah, I wonder... Dogs in Quake. Okay, maybe... Oh man, this is a weird stream. I'm not sure what is right and what is wrong, but I think dogs are more... They make sounds, right? They're kind of loud in Quake. And it feels like they're like intentionally... Actually, can you even do this? Maybe it's a normal behavior, but yeah, they kind of, for some reason, they feel like very silent, very stealthy. Okay, so we have a bunch of doors. They're locked. Can't open them. This one is locked, right? Yeah. And there is some kind of, again, looks like an elevator to me. Mechanism. Oh, okay, there is an area beneath it. And there is this, again, there is this double damage, right? Quad damage pickup. That is nice, and I'm sort of, I noticed it. I was looking around here. I kind of noticed there is something under this, like a fort or checkpoint or whatever this thing is. And I like this as a kind of little breadcrumb to attract players' attention. Even so, it's I feel like it's very easy to miss it. Yeah, it's kind of its color blends together with the environment, but still kind of nice way to attract players' attention. But again, it's just, I don't need this, right? It's nice to have it, but yeah, it's just, I guess I'll run around it for now. And there are like multiple ways to, okay, that guy was waiting for me. Okay, we have another button. And here we have a grenade launcher. Okay, I expected a nail gun. Oh, okay, we got a new reinforcement, sort of. Not exactly a scenario where I want to use grenade launcher, especially with like 5 rounds. I'll just take them with a shotgun. Okay. I don't remember the man dogs after the first level of Quake. Oh yeah, I guess you can call it a treehouse. Yeah, that's one way to call it. Oh god, it's actually hard to get up here. Okay, so we open this pass, and we can explore that area too. Can get a better view of those beautiful faces. I can also, I heard the dog barking somewhere. Some kind of cave rather. That's intriguing. Oh, okay, we got a super shotgun. All right. Is there anything on this? Oh, there is an armor, right? It's kind of obstructed by the tree. It looks like an armor to me. Yep, let's grab it. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I want this armor. Actually want it. Maybe I should save actually. Wait a second. What is? I thought. Wait. Oh, okay. Somehow I didn't notice that the game, the hint that I was quick saving. That was weird. Damn, I'm very good at secret finding on this map. Makes me think of the Mount Rushmore. I'm not familiar with this. Is it like some kind of location? But yeah, I feel like there's, that looks like actually a shortcut to me, like a way to backtrack to those, like the starting area. Yeah, this is probably what they are. Look at this nice little tight corridor. Oh, very sneaky ogre. hiding in a tree. Yeah, this looks suspicious. Just one big open area. And there are no enemies around. Oh! You know, it feels like I'm playing like I'm playing this map like without using a correct command, you know, to have all the like mode related content, and because of that there's like no music. But that's not the case. I'm clearly playing it like in there with the right, you know, conditions. But yeah, it's kind of weird how enemies are silent, how there is no music. So it feels in a sense like I launched something like oh, I didn't expect to get up here. Oh wait, what? Wait, huh? Oh, wait a second. Am I not supposed to do this? This is so interesting. Like, you can see that that this is my like intended pass. I assume there's a quad damage that I was supposed to pick up, and there's like a bunch of enemies, like a big group of enemies that I was supposed to dealing with. You know, the moment I pick it up, but I managed to get behind them and kill that that Hell Knight. Yeah, I wonder if it's like it's an option that is like available for me, that I can kind of like flank all this group of enemies. Speedrun strats. Yeah. At Cliff in America where the carved. Oh, okay, got it. I got it. So this is what it's called. Oh, I accidentally put my smiley face. I didn't even notice it. Okay. Yeah, that smiley face feels like very creepy. I didn't custom it or anything. It's like it's just available. Yeah, maybe I should. I feel like I should rebind the toggle for the model, since it's just too. It feels like too often I mistakenly click it and don't notice it. Yeah, it's okay. Let's play it the way I assume it's supposed to play. Picking up. Oh, okay. There was suddenly a bunch of dogs for me to blow up, and knights too on a higher difficulty level. I assume there are more enemies. Okay, that was this nice fun encounter, I guess. Oh, let me kill you! Let me kill you before the. God damn it! Die, please. Yes, nice. All right, so this is blocked. It looks like this is the way for me to go. Even so, I'm not sure if it's. There's another gate, right? That guy, I'm wonder if he just ran out of his like position or something. Because like I noticed him from that spot, like far away. He was kind of like just there. So this gate is closed. Checking just in case. Oh, there's like a shadow ring and the first nail gun. Yeah, the nail gun is just it's located so far away. It's kind of god damn, this looks so good. Like interesting weapon progression. And the shadow ring. You're getting some stealth encounter. I always appreciate when mappers actually like use shadow ring in a meaningful sense. And there's actually build encounter around it. Let's see if it's the case. Oh, yeah. Yep, there's one ogre that we can skip. There's a second one. Somewhere a gate opened. Yeah, and I guess I can just I can go and do my stuff. Again, there is just 2 ogres, so they don't really pose that much threat to me. They're probably supposed to be more enemies for the Shadow Ring to be like more meaningful. Again, it's still nice, and like such option is available in Quake. Okay, let's just kill them. Because why not? Okay, like a bunch of Hell Knights I noticed that came out of the gate. Probably serve as a kind of like an additional way to attract players' attention. Even so, you probably remember that there was a gate, and the way this, again, nicely placed button, just so that you could immediately remember that, like, oh yeah, there was a gate that was locked. So that's probably what it's opened. And also a bunch of enemies to get your attention in that. Ow, that hurts. Oh, there is an okay, there's another guy that I skipped completely. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, he kind of I guess wanted to be very sneaky, but yeah, I wonder what's it looks like he's supposed to ambush player, right? But I don't think that it's going to happen to anyone, because the player gets to the top, like a vantage point sort of. They see the Shadow Ring with a nail gun, they get it, and then that's it. Yeah, this guy is not going to ambush anyone. Unless you are very extremely bad at platforming, you just fall down there. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna kill you too, because I'm so kind. Yep. Anyway, those guys struggling against the terrain. Okay. And now we finally can get to the upper level of the tree, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe not really. I kind of like how it feels like the level is tempting, you know? It's like teasing you, because you really want to climb this tree. But so far it was just kind of like walking around, cleaning the area below, and building this anticipation. And then if I will be able to get to the top. Another thing that I kind of appreciate about this level, how it's like naturally, almost like intuitively creates a long-term goal for the player, right? That you look at this tree, you see how there's like there's something above, there's like a level, a geometry that you can get to, so it's like immediately puts your mind into this goal, like, oh yeah, this is where I need to get to, this is like where I need to reach eventually, one way or another. So you immediately get your sort of end objective right from the start, the moment you exit like a start cave area. Yep, we got a shortcut. Very Elden Ring-esque. Like a Souls game-esque. There are like literally in that like Michaela's Halictree area, they have like basically the same long elevators that let you traverse big distances. Oh, yeah, a bunch of knights. Another shortcut unlocked. I feel like it's kind of like a shortcut combo, sort of. it's one shortcut unlocked, another one unlocked, just in a very quick succession. Even so, I mean, it's nice that I can back, right? I can go back to this. Actually, how do I go back? How do I? Excuse me. It's not, the elevator is not going back. What? That, it's not really a shortcut actually. Yeah, it's, I guess I need to like jump on it so it would start. Yeah, whatever, it's alright. But it's kind of, there's not much point to go back, right? Unless you're hurt, you're low in health, so maybe you can like go back and scout for some resources. So yeah, I guess in that way it works. But since I'm playing on the easy difficulty, it's not really. I don't have really need to go back. If I felt, yeah, that's basically. It's kind of like if I'm put in a very bad spot, so yeah. You can go back to the start cave, I guess, and pick up those medkits. Damn, I really like those like the tree branches with the leaves on. Oh wait, anyway, so we have a kind of like a branching path sort of. You can proceed to go up. You can also go this way. I kind of want to explore this area. Oh, a fiend. Okay, there's a button. All right, so that's something that I need to reach eventually. Can I shoot the fiend? Of course not. Okay, little tease. Got it. Any secret areas? So this is just a dead end for that end for now. And the gates, I guess, will open up. Oh, maybe that's basically a shortcut. Yeah, it's a button that, since I don't really see anything what this button is connected to, it probably like lowers this gate. So yeah, it's just a shortcut, it looks like. Another shortcut. I just it's kind of funny how we opened up like 3 shortcuts in a row. That's not Elden Ring-esque, you know. That's very generous. Okay, I see a grunt that I can ambush. Oh, okay, now that I will get to that fiend. Yeah. No enemies at all. Is it just one fiend? Yep. Yep, the shortcut is unlocked. It's the 4th one, right? Damn it, so many shortcuts unlocked. I feel like a shortcut master or something. Yeah, the architecture is interesting of this tree, right? It's like, it's basically, it looks like it was like reconstructed, carved out or something, right? By whatever this force is. Okay, let's kill that poor grunt. Didn't stand a chance. That guy somehow heard me. That's surprising. Oh, a house on the end of the branch. Because this view. That's a beautiful skybox. Anything on that branch? No, actually, oh my god, that was actually scary. Because I was sliding awkwardly. No. Hello. And I get a 5th shortcut. Okay, we have a... Yeah, we can get inside again. Oh. A little ambush, alright. Oh. Wait, how did I miss it? Oh. Oh, okay, this is like actually a different level. Alright. Oh, we're getting... Ah, this is so good. Look at this. Look at how close we're getting. We're just walking past this giant face. This is what I was waiting for. And it's... Damn, I'll be honest, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a... what's it called? The phobia of like a... Of a hate, you know? I forgot. But that's... I'm kind of getting it. Whatever this phobia is called. And it's just... What is vertigo? Oh, okay, yeah. That's the one. It just... What helps is that the area below is like it's actual game area, right? It's not like a decorative background. And so it's kind of like the way it's like so far away. It's getting like further away from me. It's just... It kind of adds to this experience of vertigo, actually. Since, yeah, I've been there and now I'm like so far away from that spot, from that place. It's just, it's a little bit nauseating in like in a good sense, you know, good way. Yeah, that's nice. All right, let's open that shortcut. I believe that's the 6th one. Yep. Oh wait, the game autosaved? Wait, you could like put triggers on an autosave? In Trench Room? Actually, I didn't know this. That's cool. Okay, another shortcut. Alright, so that's interesting. We actually got to that area where we found the gold armor. And we could explore that area, right? Or we can actually go this way. That's, I guess... Oh! I kind of like how it's there's a certain quality of tenseness, you know, when you try to climb these branches. Partially because they're just so it's awkward. It's very awkward to navigate them. The slopes kind of, yeah, I'm kind of damn. It's very easy. There's a certain component of junk to it, but yeah, it's also because of this little junk. It's actually kind of intense. The process of navigation becomes it's god damn it, it's yeah, we're so far above. Oh, we got a super nail gun. Oh, sneaky ogre. Yeah, that was kind of like a nice way to introduce weapon, sort of before the combat encounter. Anything here? Nope. Oh, look at that. There's a shortcut you can take too if you want. Oh, and that was... Oh my god, that I did not expect you to see here. I did not expect you. That one is 7th, right? 7th shortcut opened up. I feel like this map has like the biggest amount of shortcuts, like the most amount in the whole jump pack. Anyone trying to ambush me? Oh, look at... Okay. kind of assume that the encounter that encounter was supposed to go with the use of super nail gun, considering how the pickups, the ammo pickups, just for that weapon. Looks like the intention. I kind of like how it's just like I don't see no enemies at all. I mean, it kind of helps that I know that Robert is not very sadistic level designer. He's not really into torturing players, so I can expect that the encounters will be quite fair. No, like out of nowhere backspawn or something. It's kind of funny, so right? It's kind of funny how the knowledge of a level designer's style kind of helps you to builds like contributes to your expectations about the map, right? Like in some other map, like let's say it was a Greenwoods map, I was like, yeah, man, there's going to be so many back spawns out of nowhere. Just I should be so very careful. But you know, since it's Robert's map, I'm like, I can be feel relatively secure and safe. So that's like if nice kind of like a level, kind of like a meta level, maybe you can say, of playing. Oh god, look at this! Look at those poor shamblers that are they're about to be obliterated with a quad damage. Yeah, this. Didn't stand a chance. A rocket launcher too. No! No! That happened to me. Yep, eventually it was supposed to happen to me. I really like how a level designer's personality can come through like that. I feel like modern games don't have that anymore. Don't have that. Yeah, it's true. That's like exactly one of the things that I appreciate about this custom maps, like whether for Doom or for the Quake, that allow you. There are just like the tools that are available and that are used for like building maps, right? For them, they're just very level designer friendly, that allow a lot of expression. They're kind of like geared toward level designers, so it's very easy to express yourself and like do environment art, right? In a very like easy and efficient manner. So that's just, and it basically allows you to kind of get a little bit more about the level designer who made the map. Compared to the AAA games where it's just each level, it was made by like a huge number of people, a huge like big sized teams, and you have no idea when you play it, like what like you don't see this kind of like a personality shining. Anyway, let's kill them again and don't fall like a fuck. It managed to hit me just once. Okay, don't fall. Okay. I know, how do you call this sort of style, approach to level design that like favors heavily, those types of encounters that allow player to start on their own terms? Like, I don't know, like a player biased level design or something. It's just it's like the opposite of very sadistic level design approach. That is like very common for lots of like quack mappers. Okay, so I did that. Where I'm supposed to go next? I can't go this way, right? It's kind of encounter the normal. Yeah, that's basically like in a stealth games there are the basic, right? The basic type of encounter, which makes sense considering the specifics of the genre. Damn, actually, I'm not sure I'm supposed to go. Did I miss something? Like I get here, I pick up the rocket launcher, I make a 180 turn. Do I see something? Do I go this way? Nope. Nope! Ah. Oh, wait a second, I didn't save after picking up the rocket launcher? Silly me. Okay, let's see. Or maybe, I didn't say I missed anything here, right? It's just... Oh, okay. Alright, alright. I am, I'm getting what is about to happen. Okay. No, we're going down, not up. Okay. Oh, it's getting exciting. Well, it's probably not going to be tough, but you know. Shortcut unlocked. The biggest shortcut, like the Giga Chat shortcut of this map. Well, wait, I wasted my railgun that quickly, really? Oh, this is nice how this like this big part, like the central part of the tree is basically was like a hidden arena. And now as we enter it and it starts descending, we can kind of like see all those levels, right, that we were previously going through. So that's cool. That's kind of like a nice reintroduction, recontextualization, like of the previous space that we navigated through. That's cool. It also feels very efficient, right? Very efficient use of the space. If you're after the top, there could have been more. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I could have, depending on the player's play style, yeah, they can make this a whole like final sequence harder or easier. All right, and this is like a cool crack in the tree that serves as an exit. But actually, this is very Elden Ring-esque too, because that's basically how the entrance in the Earth tree is basically structured. What's this, by the way? Another shortcut. Oh, okay, so we can go back to the... Alright. Including the war. Yeah, the war was... Definitely could be a menace in a way if I didn't kill it earlier. So, damn, that's a nice way. I was kind of expecting to get on the top, like the topest top, but I like this better. I like this progression of getting inside the tree, getting to this kind of like a to the root sort of level better. Yeah, this ending is cool. So yeah, overall, it was difficulty-wise it was pretty tame, but again, I'm playing on easy, and as I mentioned, Robert is one of the more of a gentle and friendlier level designers, so he's not one of the meanies, you know. So that's expected. I feel like it got a bit repetitive on the web. Yeah, I guess I feel like that can be partially attributed to the fact that I'm playing on easy. I feel like there is supposed to be more monsters, like on higher levels of difficulty. So that was, yeah, it was like the difficulty curve like was very smooth. Like it's basically like it didn't have any spikes most of the time. So you could definitely work on that, even if you just increase more enemies. But anyway, yeah, that was a map. What was the ending? Exit the... Oh, it was just like a... I guess like the game hint. Wait, what? Why would you ask a question? That's a little bit weird, but... Alright, yeah, so... damn, I almost got... I got 4 secrets out of 5. Damn. Almost did like 100% of that map. That would be cool. So yeah, that was a map by... let me find the... I think that was it, right? Yeah, Breakfast Under the Balloon by Radiator Yang. That was a cool map. You know, as expected from Robert. All right, and did anything change? Also, there is this very cute Ranger swimming, or rather floating. Yeah, I'm feeling it. This is how I feel. Very relatable. Okay, what's next? Damn, it's one map took me like 1 hour to finish. God damn it. God damn it. Yeah, okay, well, I think next map will be, I'll check out the map from Trash Bang. One of the previous streams, we played the Do map from her. So I kind of want to check it out. The next. Right, so it's the map is called Amy the Fresh Carcass. It's also a cool name. By Suzanne Will, so known as the Trash Bank. Short linear single player outdoor map made for Coppertone Summer Jam 2. Oh, it's short. Okay, that's very cool. That's the thing that I'm the most happiest about, that it's short. And also linear. I love linear maps. That's my bias right here, right there. Anyway, anything else? Name. Build time 2 weeks. Okay, got it. Skybox. We have a custom skybox. All right. Okay. I guess let's check it out. Let me find it first. God, I'm so good at finding the exact beach shares. Why do I prefer linear maps? It's I think it just stems from my kind of like a sort of personal experience bias, since all the maps that I worked, they're basically linear maps. Whether it's maps in World War Z, like a 3D cooperative zombie shooter, whether it's my Quake maps, it's just something that, it's a type of a level design that I am familiar the most. And I just, since I'm familiar the most with it, it's kind of like within my comfort zone. So I just, yeah, I don't know. Like, and overall, I personally never found appealing, like extremely appealing fantasy, you know, that open world games provide, you know, that this kind of like, oh, you have a big open world, that you can do anything inside of it. It's just, there is so much inside of it, you can do anything you want in any order you want. It's just, for me, it just never clicked, you know, like, okay, I guess, kind of cool, sort of. But it, yeah, I never found that type, not just level design, kind of, but just speaking on a sort of player's fantasy, player's appeal sort of level, it just never clicked with me. Yeah, all the games, like my favorite games, they're like structured in a linear fashion. If we're speaking like, let's say, shooters, all my favorite shooters, let's say Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original one, it's like a very classic linear, right, shooter, basically, game. So yeah, it's kind of like partially the player experience that I like kind of built, that I have, and it's also my like personal level design experience that results in this sort of preference. It's just, I love it. It's just, it did it like a complete like a circle around the like several bodies floating. I feel like it's the same body, right? It's just, while I was talking, it's just yeah, I think it's the same body. I mean, at the same time, I also love Souls games, and I guess Souls games, like, they're very different, but they're kind of like more like, okay, fuck, I lost. Where is the chair? Oh my god, I'm in a different direction. How about immersive sim style on there? I am, I'll say that it's, considering that the immersive sims are like, I feel like they are just ubiquitously like loved, like a genre, some genre of games. And I'll say that I respect, as a designer, I respect the type that of work they require from the designers, like level designer or game designers, right? But I just, they kind of like, just like open world games, they just don't click for me. This idea again, this like again, just speaking of simple player sort of fantasy, player appeal, player experience appeal, that oh, there's like there's a simulation of real world, right? There are like multiple systems that can interact with each other, and you can you can kind of approach different game scenarios using different tools. There's a big possibility space, right, available for the player. There's like a big possibility for the immersion gameplay, narrative, whatever. It's all cool, but it's just, yeah, that's exactly it. It's just I guess it's cool, but it's not something that I'm craving, honestly. It's not something that is like immediately sparks like it makes me salivate, you know. It's just, yeah, it's cool. I respect people who make those games too, like design of those games. It's just, yeah, they're very tough. I'm following the Dylan Rogers, I think his name, right? If I'm not misremembering it, the one like the lead designer of Gloomwood, like the modern sort of like immersive sim that is, I think everyone knows about it, right? That it is in the. By the way, thank you for reminding to close the README file that everyone like talks about recently, right? And everyone is waiting. It looks like you can look at his Twitter, and in like his devlogs, basically he posts that it's tough. It's very hard. It's hard to make an immersive sim game. So yeah, lots of respect just for that. But yeah, personally, again, that's just not something sparks my you know, my gamers kind of like desire, in a sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of in a minority here, since, you know, I feel like the general sentiment is that it's like, yo, linear video games and linear level design, it just sucks. It's bad. We need to go for something that's open world, something that is immersive sim, something that is like Souls games, you know. But for me, it's just no. I'm completely fine with Call of Duty games. Like, well, actually, I haven't played Call of Duty games in a while, but for different reasons. Yeah. So this is just the way I am, I guess. Anyway, let's start Amid a Fresh Carcass, a short linear game by Trashbang. Not game, level. Oh, there's a secret, by the way. I didn't notice it. Yeah, damn, I feel like there's supposed to be like a... There's supposed to be like a music. Maybe? I don't know. Oh! It looked like the guy was running toward me, like from the start. It was like, he got aggroed on me like the moment I spawned. Okay, that's a start, I guess. Oh, we are getting some kind of like ruins, sort of type of kind of like a location, sort of feel. Wasteland, ruins. That's very hot, too. Oh, what's this? Is it like a kind of... some kind of... yeah, I'm not even sure what that is. Some kind of like a big machinery, something that got destroyed or something? Oh, maybe that looks like a bridge, actually. Oh, damn, that was a jump scare. All right, I did not expect that. That thing to explode. Nothing told me about that. Nothing was signaling to me that it was going to explode. All right. A bunch of knights. Yeah, I feel like the explosive type of of this kind of like ambush encounter. It's very rare, right? You don't really see this type or like of this execution of ambush encounters. Also, do I see anything? Yeah, I can actually see the armor, right? The other side. So that's, again, a little bit of a tease. Also hints that we're going to reach this side eventually. The issue I have with linear design is, for me, it's important that the player is deliberately choosing to do things. It's hard to explain it to each comment, but in linear levels, sometimes the player will just be doing the one thing they're able to do because they have no other options. They have no idea why they're doing it. I mean, the final part, the intentionality part, I feel like it's not inherent problem that linear level design has, but rather like a problem with bad execution. It's for the players. Sometimes the players doing one thing. I don't know. Let's say like, again, it feels like the one thing that the player can only do, right? It also feels like the problem maybe games just fall into, because it's, let's say we're talking about like some kind of hypothetical first-person shooter game that is very linear. If you provide enough like different weapons that are very distinct to each other, you provide like different enemy types, like certain, you can provide scenarios that are constructed on a juxtaposed in like in linear fashion, right? That allow the player's self-expression, right? Like, I don't know, like Doom, for example. So it's, I don't think that it's something that is just you can't do in case of linear level design. It feels like what you're describing is something that maybe like just, let's say like Call of Duty games, maybe they're very limited, right? Even so, I love them. Like a lot of encounters, they're just, because of enemy varieties, they're very bland. They're kind of, the varieties provided more through like set pieces, like cinematic certain moments, right? So I mean, yeah, I'm getting how that the experience that you get from lots of games that feature this type of level design, but I think this is something that you can definitely fix, or like just provide in a good, in a way that, you know, like you're describing that, in this kind of, using this kind of type of level design. I guess like one maybe common complaint, like and critique of a linear like style, right? That I feel like lots of people raise is that it's just, I mean, it kind of intersects with what you expressed, that the player's agency is very limited, right? You're basically you are forced to experience and go through like a set of events in a very like arranged in a specific manner, right? In a very specific rigid order. You don't really have a freedom to like choose the order, you know, in which you can engage with those like specific events. You kind of like have to go through them the way designer set up it for you, and yeah, I can see how it can feel like very limiting, very gamey too. How you can feel like, yeah, this is the designer put this specific encounter here, then they kind of set another encounter here, and I kind of have to go through that one, and then that's this one, and it's just it kind of, you don't feel like the immersion here, right? It suffers in a way, since you're forced to do what designer wants you to do. But in one way, I actually don't really have a problem with it. I'm fine with this, that I have to go through like to do things in a way a level designer wants me to do, if it feels good, if it sets up in a good way like let's say the Doom map that we played right last week, from the author of that map, from the Trash Bang. It's a very linear map that like forces you to go through the events in a specific order, but it didn't feel bad because the encounters are good. There's a variety to them. There is a like the map feels good. The structure of the layout is done in a very good manner that kind of loops. There are shortcuts that reveal different like previously like explored areas in a different manner, in a new way. So that it just, even so the level was just basically linear completely. It didn't, the content, the encounters, like the fiction, the set dressing, everything was just like very satisfying to experience. So it wasn't a problem for me. And yeah, it's just, I feel like what it comes down to is just to execution. This is like ultimately where like lots of people just fail, maybe. Like especially like your big corporations, sort of AAA studios. This looks like nothing like her other. Yeah, she actually like released a bunch of Quake maps, and they all look they're all like executed in different styles. I don't really enjoy linear games too. Yeah, it's like in the end, I think you can, let's say again a very classic example of linear level design, Call of Duty series. It's just, you can look at an original Modern Warfare one that like everyone loves. I think everyone praises this one, and like more later installments that just like, it's yeah, it's okay, I guess, all right, whatever. Anyway, let's play the map. All right. I kind of like how the surfaces are like, there's the angle, they're like rotated a little bit, just the right way, you know. Yeah, something. Yeah, it looks like some kind of, maybe like a maybe some kind of factory or something that looks like sort of like a transportation bridge, something. Yeah, there's kind of like an interesting quality to it when you explore these ruins, and then you do this kind of like you speculate, right? Like what was there before, like what how it looked before the shit went down. Like, what was that? Was it like a bridge? Or was it something else? Maybe it was like some kind of a tower that fell? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that was all right, that still works. Oh, in a way, it looks like. The sound effect was nice. I really like this, like a creaking sound when it was like falling. It was good. Also the button, the texture button with the hand on it, hand scanner, is nice. Oh, we're getting a super shotgun, very quick. I like it. Oh, of course you were waiting for me. I kind of like how, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but how since the moment we pressed the button, there was like an enemy appeared, right? We killed them. Because I killed that enemy in that particular spot, that area, there's like a little like a wall. It's sort of rendered to me as a safe, as if I cleared it, right? Since why would there be enemies, right? If I killed that one, if there were enemies behind it, they probably would come out, right? So since there's no one appeared after that guy got killed, I kind of like assume that, yeah, okay, this is probably safe. This particular spot, there's just nothing awaits for me here probably. And then when I got the shotgun, the super shotgun, and then I got ambushed by these guys, it surprised me a little bit in a sense, since I was like, oh wait a second, actually these guys were hiding while I was killing their teammate. Okay, that was very sneaky. No, oh no! Ah, god damn! I didn't want to drop down. Oh no, we're getting the second wave. No, no. Whew, okay, that was a little bit intense. Partially because of my own actions, since I did not intend to jump down here, but yeah, that's kind of your classic ambush encounter, ambush sort of arena. Like the moment you drop down, enemies start spawning on you. A kind of a nice sort of challenge to it is how there are a bunch of wizards attacking you from one direction, and knights ambushing you from the opposite side. Yeah, that feels like a very scary part of the arena to be in, since I kind of got it feels like very easy to stuck, right? Especially when a bunch of knights following you. So that was a bit scary for a moment. I probably should have picked up that armor first. Not sure what I didn't. And now we also got to the other side. Nice. And it looks like we're getting inside of that whatever that facility is. Again, I just like really like the use of those like angled surfaces, right? How just it sells so well the idea that something went wrong, right? Especially when we're talking about like those like a human-made artificial structures. Like when you enter in facilities of some sort, right? And you can see like, oh the shit, it's steel that's in this way. You can see like, yeah, this is not supposed to be like that. Something is definitely wrong. Some kind of a distraction occurred. Oh, it kind of feels like a ship, maybe. Kind of like a cargo spaceship or something. Yeah, this is... Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god, oh, that was scary. Damn, that was really nice. And a bunch of ogres are waiting for me on the other side. Damn, that was really kind of spooky event. Like encounter with a... I feel like it's a crush ship. Yeah, this is like the same vibe I'm getting, impression. Yeah, this is cool. Like, and it makes total sense, right? There's kind of like some kind of shake, I think there was, that kind of signaled that the beginning of those containers, like a cargo container, start moving into my direction. And that container too, I was like, I just didn't notice that piece of geometry sticking out. I thought I'm gonna get crashed, right? Even so, I was completely safe. So that was like a nice sort of tricky, what do you call it? Kind of like an ambush scenario to... like a decorative trap, maybe. Yeah, that was good. And a bunch of ogres that jumped. that was a nice jump. All right. Oh, what's... Is it the exit? It's like... Holy damn! This is cool. This is like some kind of... I don't know, what do you call it? Like a biomatter or something that was transported in one of those containers, and it like broke out. So it's like one of those scenarios where, you know, there's like the evil corporation or something was transporting something, some kind of bioweapon, and it like of course at a certain point like an emergency happened and hell broke loose. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. This is kind of like the scenario I'm getting inside my head. Is it the exit? Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was like, that looked very cool, like a very creative execution on like portal exit, you know. Yeah, that was a short one, and it was basically, it was in a text in the README file, right? That was, I think. Yeah, short linear single player outdoor map. That was definitely a short map, but that was a good one, I think. Really good one. I can't honestly. I'll say that I would prefer each jam maps be like that. I understand how it's very natural for a lot of people to go wide and deep and make the big fucking maps, like to impress people. Like, holy shit, you did this in just 2 weeks? Wow! But I mean, maybe I don't know. I feel like maybe it would be better if people would make something shorter, more digestible. You know? But maybe I am complaining because I'm just it takes forever for me to complete these levels on you know, in the streams. Anyway, that was good. That was a good good map. I really enjoyed it. Like, it's, I think, a good example of how you can tell and like a very cohesive story and create like a very nice and cohesive like a atmosphere, right, an environment in a very like efficient manner, like in a very short amount of time, with like a very, with a very short amount, like kind of like events and encounters. Like yeah, if anything, that felt like a very sort of efficient level. Okay, what's next? I think I will finish the third map, and for today, I kind of want to play Bal map, you know, since it feels like a very safe option, you know. Since, you know, it's Bal, you know, you can always expect good stuff from Bal. Actually, I didn't check the synopsis thingy. The sun scorcher remains of a derelict craft sink into the sand, leave no survivors. Oh, this is a good one. This is very cool feature that gives you like literal description. Okay, dehydration station by Bal. A thirsty ranger finds himself stranged. That sounds kind of hot to me. A ranger really could use a drink. That's a cool description. I like it. Let's read the README file. That's a cool README file. Yeah, ranger really could use a drink. I didn't have time to make a README. Thanks to the dwelling for being idiots. Thanks to Lan for being patient. Thanks to Macron for, whoa, those textures, dude. Thanks to the sun and trees and the gentle breeze in my naked skin. Love me. Oh, that's yeah, that's an art of a README file, if I say so myself. All right, let's check it out. And it feels like, yeah, this is a very smooth transition. I'm so fuck. What was that? What is that dog doing? What? I couldn't. I'm so thirsty. Okay. Funnily enough, I actually am thirsty. I think I'll take a sip. Oh my god, what's happening? Why the enemies are coming out? The dog that beat my ass out of nowhere? That guy that I forgot actually what they're called. Are they grunts too? I don't think they're grunts, they're like a surgeons or something. Anyway, yeah, this beach chair actually faces a correct correct direction. You know, this map feels like an actual continuation of the start map, right? It's basically like the skybox, I think, is the same. The beach here, the water texture is just like if it was like an episode, right? Like I think that would be like the first map or something. And right from the start, we can see some beautiful brushwork at display. I guess let's explore the dehydration station. Now a bunch of fishes that I can shoot and snipe. Alright, so it looks like we need to do some swimming. I don't really see any other way to go. Actually, no, I can go this way, yeah. Alright, feels a very open structure map so far. This is the impression I'm getting. What is doing this noises? Are those like fishes? Getting nail gun very quick. Holy shit, look at those dogs. These dogs can do some real jumps. Okay, that was a nice nice encounter. Like has a nice layer structure to it, a wave structure to it. With a first wave of dogs showing some impressive acrobatics, followed by an ogre and then a bunch of grunts in the end. Actually, maybe the swimming area is just like an optional area I can... This water is too salty to drink. That's good. This is a good hint, because I was thinking about like, couldn't I just drink this water? But no, it's too salty. Which totally makes sense. I like it. I like it when you know, developers and level designers kind of anticipating players' questions. Actually, I can go this way, right? Yeah. Actually, if I decide just swim, is there like an invisible wall? Yes, there's just an invisible wall. I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I was expecting to get this nice view of the area. Oh, there's some kind of cisterns. Okay. I wonder if I can just kind of like get into this area just from the seaside. Looks like I can. Oh, look at you. Enjoying the view. Man, I think it feels like it is very satisfying location to work at, right? Like you get a gorgeous vista all over the place. And it's kind of funny how, you know, usually you wouldn't want to live in the world of those custom Quake maps depict, right? Usually it's terrible, scary. But no, this is actually looks like a kind of nice location to work at. God damn it, so many dogs. I guess they're guarding this area. The guy was using elevator. That's impressive. Okay, so... Oh, look at that guy. Completely unaware that I just butchered a bunch of his friends. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, I could go... Oh, yeah, so I could take... No, actually I couldn't take it. It's just, it leads... This path leads to the same area that the seaside leads to. Okay. So it's more of an illusion of kind of like of a freedom, right? God, so many jumping enemies. Right, it's more of like a decorative kind of like branching, since it's like eventually leads you to the same place. But you know, it creates an impression that, you know, it's open structured, so it's still good enough. And sometimes it's what you need in the end, right? You need to create an impression. Oh, what's here? Is it like a secret area? Maybe? Maybe not. But there is like a backpack at least. And I have to backtrack now. Up. Up. I explored everything here, I think, right? I like the progression, like overall progression is how you can move through the kind of like underground. No, that's not the word. This under area, this cistern location kind of storage sort of, and then you can go up. So it provides a nice variety to the kind of like to the feeling of the space. Oh, look at these pipes. Good, sick pipes. God damn it. Yeah, I love those pipes, but they're kind of tricky to navigate. I guess that's a trade-off that you have to take. Okay, let's save now. No, come on! Oh damn, that was close. That that is cool. Just how there are like so many. Those God damn it! Stop falling. There are so many jump triggers, right? I think they're called jump triggers that you can place for enemies. Just. I'm not really familiar with like with Baal's like mapping style. If this is like something that is they're into, but that was like very cool, like jumping event, you can say. No, was I supposed? I feel like. I wonder if I'm supposed to make the jump. Looks like I should be able to do that. I also have 13 health, and I only now noticed it. Yeah, thank God for that health. This is not very safe area to work at. Yeah, that's. I'm not sure about safety concerns of this particular location. Like, if we're talking about, let's say, a more believable space. Yeah, I was really getting low. And so funny, I completely forgot that I'm actually mortal. Was so mesmerized by the beautiful brushwork and texture work and everything. But yeah, in a more believable space, right? Scenario, you probably would have like a built sort of like a lattice, kind of like a level, right? The floor area that people would walk on, built on like on top of those pipes, like this, basically like this, right? No, that's all right. Okay, I have a nice purple, I think, keycard. I haven't encountered any doors yet, so, and I don't see any doors. I see like a bunch of buttons to press. Actually, lots of buttons to press. No, huh? Who said that? Where are you? Show yourself. I feel like he's below me. Yep. That was a good hit, and he also got a good hit on me. Okay, let's... Yeah, it's kind of interesting. There are a bunch of buttons that I probably connected to the lowering of that platform. Only one... Okay, yep. And the fiend too, of course! Yeah. Yeah, but now I have to go back and I find a way. This is like one of the kind of like inherent, I think, weaknesses to this kind of level design. Like I remember playing a map by Greenwood, I think, during last like a Quake stream. I think I was like playing retro maps, and his map was basically all about like climbing up and up. And the one of the qualities of the map was that you can easily fall all the way down here, and this is kind of like the same type of a map that you just, it's very easy for the player to fall down, and it breaks the flow of the encounter like in a very unsatisfying kind of like frustrating manner, right? Since I drop down here, I am pulled out of combat, and I just like, I'm kind of like, oh wait, where I'm supposed to go? There's like a long way for me to backtrack, and it's just, it completely kills the tension, right? And it's just like, yeah, okay, I'm going back. Yeah, it's just, you should be, I think you should be very careful with this type of level design that allows player like very easily to fall, just like that fiend did. Haha, you fucking stupid fiend. And like these pipes, they have the same problem, right? That it's like, considering that they're a bit awkward to navigate. So yeah, it's something to pay extra attention to. Maybe put some fences, maybe, that prevents player from falling altogether. And also this hole is just, I feel like this is intentional. I feel like this is like in this one too. Like, I feel like that's just like a very mean, you know, level designer sort of being like, yeah, buddy, this just look out for this particular spot. Because if you, oh, god damn it, I almost fell into it. Because if you're not being careful, you're going to fall all the way down here, and it's just, yeah, enjoy yourself. And then I love how the speed of that platform is just like whoop, it like immediately fell down. It was cartoonishly. Anyway, I'm still not sure whether the gate is. Still didn't find it. Oh. Bunch of knights. Look at them jumping. I love how these guys. It's like I am fighting completely like a different type of enemy, you know, just because of how constantly we see them like jump from upper levels. You know, it feels like usually like what is considered a good level design, right? If you as a level designer sort of has this kind of like unspoken, well, quite actually, no, that's not really true. You have a duty, right, to make sure that the AI, right, the enemy AI shines, and it shines through your level design, basically through the layout of the map, right? You kind of like the way, let's say, the legendary AI in Fear, the first Fear, is it in many ways, as you probably know, it actually shines through level design. It's not that smart. It's just the structure of the levels allows them to creates a lot of space for those like clone enemies, I think, right? To allows them to do a lot of flanking, a lot of like very dynamic movement through the level. That creates an impression of like, holy shit, those enemies, those guys are so smart. They're like using space to the advantage or something. But actually, it's more of a level design that creates this impression. And I feel like this is like a good example of this sort of mindset, like that you as a level designer has this like kind of like a moral duty to make sure that the AI shines and is kind of like shows its best, you know, to the player, gives its best to the player. And like at the same time, on the contrary, it feels like you don't really see that often, I think. Like I feel like most of the Quake mappers, and me included, by the way, just kind of ignore this feature. Like, yeah, you can make these guys jump from the upper levels sometimes, I guess, but whatever. Is it a gate? I kind of like stumbled upon it randomly, but is it a gate? Oh, yeah, it's a gate. I'm not even sure if it was the locked one. I guess it was. There was no hint that told me that the gate was unlocked. Oh, like I used the key or something. But that's okay. That's not really a big area to get lost in. Oh, a super nail gun. Okay, that's quick. All right. That was a nice little ambush. And I got a second wave. The third wave. Oh, we have like an upper level. All right. All right, that was a nice tense encounter. Oh. Man, I'm getting hungry. It's like it's 12 a.m. and I'm getting hungry, and it affects my gamer performance. So I'm not only thirsty, I'm also hungry, which is like, you know, it's oh, poor Fiend got stuck. It's you know, as a game developer, right? In general, you want to make sure that the player's motivations and like the player's mental state would be sort of aligned and be in sync with like your protagonist's motivation, right, and mental state. And I feel like this is a good example that it just works very well, because our ranger is supposedly very thirsty. And I'm also very thirsty. I am ranger right now. I'm moving through that level, through that space, in search of some snacks and drinks. I need the gold kit card. Got it. Man, it's kind of scary how these gates are just like they open so quickly. I was expecting a guy behind this crate. Alright, we're getting, moving through that. Oh, okay, so this is our gold key. Kinda interesting how first time we got the key first, before the door, and now we're getting more of a classical sort of progression. Yep, that's the door that I need to get to eventually. Any ambushes? Yep. That was a very weird jump, but you know, I guess these guys just can't do that. Yeah, look at it, Mwah. And this is a short. No, it's not a shortcut. Oh, nice version. I was expecting it to open up. Also, like a little bit of you know, more that this level has like more consistent visual language, right? You can clearly see that this is a elevator platform that just is not available for now. Oh no, the big meaty guy. No, there's a second one. I thought I was smart, but I was not. This is a good example of punishing players for like skipping combat encounters. Well, what to do if the player decides to skip that encounter featuring one big scary monster? Well, you just spawn another big scary monster if they try to like run past the encounter. God damn it! I'm eating all those fucking lightnings, like I'm very hungry and I mistake them for food or something. Yeah, it's okay. I have lots of armor. I feel like no one ever gets hit by ogre grenades. Sometimes I feel sorry for them. It is true. It is like ogres. I feel like they're very they're one of those enemies that are like very sensitive to their like placement, right? To the geometry. I feel like as a level designer, you have to be extra. You have to execute extra care with these guys. You have to like be sure that the grenades actually can hit you, and sometimes it can be like, yeah, it can be tricky. I don't know, like games like Quake, right? Making games like levels for games like Quake is just, it puts you in some kind of like this. As a level designer, you feel like you're a parent, you know, you're a dad or something, and you're the enemy UI, and you put the level there, just your kids, and you want the best for your kids. You want your kids to succeed in their life, and by succeed in their life, you mean in case like let's say ogres, you want ogres to be able to hit the player, and that's just it feels like this is kind of like a mindset that the Quake like pushes you into. Like be a good parent, right, for your ogres and fiends, because fiends are also very sensitive for the geometry. It's not always a problem just because they can hit the player, they can force the player to move around. It's also true. They can. It is true. Yeah, that's sometimes. You being very rude. You are so rude. Bad grunt. Yeah, it's also true that a lot of time I feel like, as a player, you don't even notice that the grenades. What the? It's not funny. It's not funny, guys. It's not funny. Anyway, yeah. God damn it. There's another one running. No, okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's just it because they're grenades, like the way they work, like the physics-based quality. It creates chaos on its own, right? It creates this impression that like, holy shit, I need to move. There is a grenade like flying my way. It's just like on its own, it creates like very dynamic experience. So yeah, sometimes it's okay, but the problem kind of begins in those scenarios when the ogre actually can't hit you, even if grenade like starts like bouncing around. And the player notices it, and they just kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna stand here. You can't hit me other way. I am out of ammo, I think. Oh no, I actually have grenade launcher. And now I'm not out of ammo. No, not you. Well, actually, that was not big a deal at all. But oh. And more to go. Sequence complete. Yeah, this kinda, you can see how this level is like very kinda leans toward this ambush type of encounter. There are almost zero, right? There are almost zero those encounters that you can engage on your own. You can kind of like the ones that you saw in Robert's map. I don't really love how Quake maps are made, but it seems like a lot for 2 exos. I mean, Bal is like he's a veteran, right? He's a veteran Quake mapper. He's not only a veteran Quake mapper, he's also just he's a game developer. Basically, I think he's an environment artist. So yeah, it's you can like maps from people like Bal and like other veteran mappers. They just like you look at them and be like, holy shit, you did this in 2 weeks? Holy fuck, that's how is this possible? Okay, so yes, finally. I also take a sip right now. That was a good sound effect. A good ending. And look at me. I am chilling on this. Oh, there are like different like spots. Oh my god, look at me posing for the camera. And I'm topless. I have this is cool. This is like one of the coolest like ending screens I've seen in a while. Yeah, this is like very impressive. Like the level detail is really nice. God damn it, yeah. Well, that was map from Bell. I would have liked it to be a vending machine in the end. I guess that's also good work. Hmm. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop here. It's 2 hours already. Yeah, and I was able to finish 3 maps out of like 22. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm a big fan of vending machines in games for some reason. This I understand. Listen, the vending machines, they're a design on its own, you know, kind of has a certain qualities. It just evokes something, can evoke something inside of you. You know, like in those photos of like a night, I don't know, like a Japanese shots of like of Japanese cities or something, and where you have like neon signs and there's like vending machines that create like a big spot of light in the darkness. Yeah. But anyway, that was yeah, we're kind of. I'll be honest. I feel like I'll lose patience at a certain point, and I won't finish it. But I'll definitely play at least once, maybe like next Tuesday. I'll try to play a little bit more of the maps. But anyway, yeah, that was a little like literally a little glimpse into Coppertone Summer Jam 2. Lots of cool maps in this one. Yeah. To check out, and from different authors as usual. I'll check it out. I'll check more maps on the next Tuesday, I think. But until then, yeah, that was it for today. I am very hungry. I'm gonna get a snack after that. I think like immediately. So yeah, GG's as usual. Thanks for everyone who stopped by and watched that VOD and got to the end. I'll see you next time. I'll see you on Saturday. Probably gonna stream Stray as usual. I really kind of got into that game. Yeah. So have a nice rest of your day and stay safe. And I'll see you next day. Next time. Yeah, next Saturday. And yeah. Good note to end the stream on. A good sight, rather. And music. Yeah, well. Bye bye. Bye.